Jason Hurd will be up first, the 26-year-old out of Titus, Florida. He is one big man. You talk about a powerful strike ball, Randy Peterson. This is a guy that has it. He doesn't bring it back that far, but when he lets it go, it flies.
Yeah, I call it the snap release. You know what? Take a great look at what he does with the ball at the bottom of the swing. One of the words of Bob Uecker, just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside. I guess we can call him our Tony Saragusa of the PBA Tour, can't we?
No, he's a big, strong man. You know, in high school, he could squat 400 pounds, deadlifted 360 pounds. He's a real strong man. He's got to keep that backswing down, otherwise he'd throw it right through the masking unit.
And he picks up the spare in the first, a former tennis player in high school. Now we get our first look at Roger-Bowker, the 48-year-old out of Ocala, Florida. PBA member since 1976. He has 5 titles to his credit, but his last was in 1998 in Austin, Texas.
Holds a lot of regionals at home, full-time player on tour, 48 years old. Pretty stellar.
Well, first of all, we have to talk about the grip. He's told us that it really came about in 1980. He was about to bowl, somebody talked him, turned around, just threw it with one hand.
Yeah, and it's just setup. You know, you'll notice that he only keeps one hand on the ball and balances all the weight in his right hand. And what that does is it helps him to get his shoulder, his feet, and his arm going in the direction he wants to throw the ball.
And he's got the spares, so both players open up in the first. The spares ready. Let's take a look at the lane conditions for this afternoon.
31 feet, buck to 42. The straighter guys are going to be playing in between the first and second arrow. Problem is, if you miss left or right, you're going to have big problems down the lane. Jason Couch is going to be playing 4th, 5th arrow on the side. All this is free for Jason Couch. He's our only lefty.
Well, Roger-Bowker still looking for that first strike. You know, he has been able to stay outside. A lot of guys have moved in this week. They played where others would not go, and that's been his key. He's been able to stay in a certain part of the lane that's been successful for him.
Well, when the tour oils the lanes real long, when they go with a real long run, anything past 40 feet, the players don't have free hook to the right. They immediately move in, and then the lanes break down, and they keep chasing the oil pattern left.
Here's Jason Hurd. He had to sit and wait to see if he qualified last night. Said that's the hardest thing for him to do.
The guys with the bigger hook balls, like Jason Hurd, Pete Weber, they're going to play further left. They've got more hand, more hook. You've got to compensate for that. They've got to get more angled in the pocket. Guys like Wayne Webb, who's kind of a Howard Tweener, Roger-Bowker, they were playing further right. Be interesting to see how the lanes break down. If the middle part of the lane caves in, it's going to force the players to the right.
And he calmly picked up the spare. He had to have Pete Weber win a match in order to get into today's TV final. Randy, the oil is so much different than when you started out on the tour.
Well, in 1980, we used about 4 or 5 milliliters per lane. That was in 1980. That's back when I started. Today, we use 29.92 milliliters. I mean, it's quite a big difference. The reason why the bowling balls are so much stronger, you got to put more oil on the lane to protect the surface.
There's the first of the afternoon for young Jason Hurd, looking for his first singles title on the PBA Tour.
Also, Ron, getting back to the amount of oil, the ball's being so strong, if they didn't put enough oil out, there would be so much friction created, the ball would never get down the lane and hit the pins. It would hook in the left gutter every shot.
And it means so many different adjustments you have to make, too.
Yeah.
Well, he answers the challenge by Jason Hurd. Roger-Bowker has an interesting form we were talking about. Very interesting alignment, too.
Very interesting setup. Look, notice there's only one hand on the ball. Go ahead and freeze frame. What it does is it keeps everything in line. And one thing that Roger-Bowker does that's a little unusual in today's game is he walks in the direction he wants to throw the ball. All the guys that throw the big hook, majority of the guys walk to the left. Gives them room to swing the ball underneath their shoulder.
First hand,
this game over.
You hear what he said? As soon as he let go, there's 10. A player can feel it. As soon as the ball leaves his hand, he knows whether it's a good shot or a bad shot. That's the kind of feel that the players on tour have today.
Jason Hurd. And back then. Come on. How important is it for a big guy like this? Because Jason is a large man, shall we say. Footwork seems to be very important in rhythm.
Well, he's got to keep his feet slow and try to stay balanced. By getting too fast early, he's going to have problems balancing and staying posted at the foul line. This ball is just right of target down the lane where the ball's not going to grip the lane.
Well, able to pick up a spare, the man that has one title in doubles with Johnny Petraglia back in 1999, but Jason also won the National Residence Pro Championship in 1997, and now he trails by 10 pins in the match.
And here's a dilemma a big hookball player like Jason faces. When the ball gets too far to the right and it doesn't get back, the dilemma is if he squares up just a little bit, the ball has a tendency to go high, hook right through the face.
There you go.
Like that every time.